Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to continue to work on fixing the React Native app. Last time we had a couple of issues with the redux store, if I remember right. So I don't need that any longer. So we're just going to continue to work on that. So, right, let's get our error. And then let's see if we can fix that. So through the Reddit post, a lot of people started contributing to the code base, which is very nice. I really like that. Yeah, I hope that I have enough time to review them all, but I think so. Okay, so here we go, and then we go to Reactotron. Okay, it's not yet built, it's still going. Right. These are a lot of classes, but most of them don't really have any changes. It's just LF and CRLF changes. So yeah, I think I can close a couple of them. Right. Install debug. Here we go. I kind of don't want the debug UI, to be honest, whatever. Alright, here we go. So if we now click here, we fetch something. Ah, damn, I forgot to start up the server. Working on the Android app is so complicated. Oh damn, and the bots are coming. Awesome. That's always a sign of success. Alright. Please start up, computer. Yeah, let's hope that my IP address didn't change, but it probably will, because it always does that. And Arch Linux isn't starting. Amazing. That's so crazy, man. Like, that happens so often, and it's so annoying. Like, it just doesn't want to boot up the first 3 times, and then it does work every time. Like, it's really inconsistent behavior. Alright, here we go. And this time it worked, I guess. Come on, show up. Here we go. Second time is the charm. So let's log in. I can't really show you my screen because we're on the other computer right now, on the Windows machine. Alright, I'm connected. Let's start up Docker. Fish, systemctl start Docker. So that should now work. Now I only have to look up if I actually have the same IP address. 28 was it the last time? Yes. That's still consistent. So now I only have to wait a bit, and then we're all good to go. Alright, so yeah. Oh no, I made the browser big again. No, I don't want to change the toolbar. Windows. Alright, here we go. Let's look at the GitHub issues. So I think it's now started up. Oh, I got more notifications. Alright, it's only about automatic reload and refresh after deletion. That didn't work. And I still have to fix that. Alright, without timestamp. Okay. So we get a 200 back. That is good. If I now go to with timestamp, it doesn't do anything. What? We had a different error last time. I'm pretty sure. Okay. So let's clear that. Let's go here. Yeah, we get still a 4 here, but we get a response here, and then we have a couple of elements. Right. But the other things are missing, right? So we actually wanted to send out like calls. So that's weird. I don't know what I did, but I have time, so I have that going. All right. So we have the fetch album date and the fetch by date, right? And in the photo list container, no, index, preview tire, timeline list, here we go. I think that was the right case. Here we have like fetch album date, right? So reactotron.log. Yes, this works. Save. Okay. So let's see if I now get actually. Yes, this worked. Okay, so technically it should now fetch a couple of things. Alright, but we don't actually ask the server for that stuff. So that's our thing. And then we had replace album date as a second thing. So the issue is that we don't actually fetch this, right? So, and then we want basically to dispatch, okay, please delete this. Similar to how we did it before. Yeah, album fetch album date. So, I don't know. Reactotron log I am here too. Saved. Timeline list. Okay, so we don't need that any longer. The flow of data is like kind of hard to understand, to be honest. So let's click here, and then yes, this works, but we don't actually have this. Okay. So let's go here, reload, Reactotron Android. Okay, so the issue is that we don't actually dispatch that, and I don't know why. So that's weird. Because we want to get into here, right? So create action. Build async action. Create action. Async action. Do you then work? Okay. Async action is not a function. Dismiss. Reload. Create async action is not a function. What the heck? Okay, it's from Redux toolkit wrapper somehow. So let's also use that, I guess. I still don't understand what Redux toolkit wrapper does, right? So still really intransparent to me. Right, let's pick that, put that here. And then we have build async reduces. So I have to also do that. Then we put that down there. So we have like default params. That is fine. We do not want to modify some item by default. Okay. I will just use the same thing as here. Yeah, let's see if this works. I don't know. I have the feeling that I have to reload again. Okay. Okay. And we actually fetched stuff. And we got an error. Album by date in album fetch, album date fulfilled. What is happening? Invalid state key. What? Do you then stop complaining? Again, I'm still like just clicking on stuff basically, because it doesn't make too much sense to me. Okay, so we still get an invalid state key, so I think we have to get rid of that. Right. So we just add a manual reduces. We don't do anything. Very cool. So let's see. Node. Reload. Okay. And we don't do anything, I guess. I'm here too. And we actually do stuff, I guess. So let's try that again. No, we actually don't. So just stays on loading. Yeah, so we don't actually execute the queries any longer. I hate this. I hate this so much. Like, I just want to execute this. I am here 2 works. So, right, well, okay, we also have like state and payload there, so that's good. So technically we should like get into here somehow. Okay, so let's go to auth user, because there we had like a similar thing. So this is basically, he gets something, then we go into here. Right, okay, that's just store login user, then we have build async action, and then he does null. Alright, logout user, that's simple, update user. Okay, let's try that, I guess. I don't know what item key really does, it's just kind of annoying. Save. Okay, so I will definitely get rid of that. So that's like a really bad API. Okay, and we have to reload. And he does nothing any longer? What? Okay, so let's clear that. I don't think that I actually get the right things. So, but like, oh, okay, so the server just shut down. Very cool. Please don't do that. Okay, so we made the things, but it just doesn't like dispatch that to the new thing. Which is weird, right? Because we definitely are in here. So let's move this log statement into here. Okay, so we're technically still in there too, so that's great to hear. Right, so the problem is that replace album date does not fire at all. Create async action, does this exist? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so yeah, create async action isn't a thing. So, alright. We currently have the problem that this somehow doesn't fire, right? So React Redux action doesn't fire. Redux toolkit. Three errors. And reducer your state is an object, not a list. And reducer assign payload to arqui type. Okay. In dispatch, payload is a string, not an object. Okay, so right. I am trying to call it like that, right? So and then we have payload undefined. Right, okay, so if I do it like that, do you then work? Okay, why are you complaining? Okay. That should now work because that's a payload. Right, so maybe that will now work, I don't know. Reload. And I can't, again, not click on stuff. Awesome. Okay, so shut down that. Yes. This is really weird. Okay, so action. Right, so let's look at the other things. So I have here login dispatch and then I have base URL. Alright, so this is definitely like the payload. So that should work. Like, it's nice that like the action is then wrapped into an object, but like, holy shit, the API isn't clear. Yeah, so do you now work? Yes, it's working again, amazing. Reactotron. I am here too. Okay, so we're still executing the stuff, and but it's still not executing dispatch action. Right, so that's weird. So let's see. Do we actually get behind that, right? So that's a good idea to check out. Reload. No, React Reactotron, thanks. I am here too. So technically we dispatch that, but it does not function at all. Technically we should then get these things, right? So let's cut that down. Let's use type here. And do it like that. Right, so this should work technically. Okay, so what I think could be happening is that the dispatch object isn't actually a dispatch object, which I find weird because we're using it exactly like that here. So that's super weird. Right, so async, do we also have defined that here as async? Yes. It's really frustrating right now because I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Oh man. Okay, so let's pick that again. Save. Reload. Okay. So we definitely are in here. I'm here too. So maybe I made here a mistake. That could be it. So let's see. Fetch recently. So we have here auth user, right? We have access, refresh, and logged in. So let's add these, I guess. Save, and we have instead album by date. Right. That's pretty much it. Does now anything happen? Nope, we're still not seeing anything here from the reducers, which is stupid. So that still does not work. So let's go here. We have like replace album date imported like that. Do we have to import that differently? Reactotron, fetch album date. We imported that like that. Okay. Dispatch, so change base URL, auth user. So that's still pretty much similar, right? That's so annoying. Okay. Right. I don't know. We could try dispatching other stuff too. Right, so just let's try. Instead of that, I just do, I don't know, fetch by date, I guess. Fetch favorites. Let's do this. Okay, F2. Import fetch favorites. Right, save. Let's see if this works. Reload. So let's go here. Yes, so that actually does something. That is stupid. That's really fucking stupid. I hate this. So if I do it like that, does anything happen? Alright, about 90% of the time when I face similar bugs, action cycle reducer doesn't fire. It's down to some random typo somewhere. Yeah, I could look into that. My issue is that I also don't know what Redux toolkit really does. I only work with like plain Redux in the front end, and that's something new. So I don't know how everything connects, and that's an issue. I don't have the mental model for that. Okay, now he's complaining about stuff. Reload. What? Okay. So he's still okay. Let's go back a bit. Let's remove that. So regular events fire, but that does not fire. So let's check out typos. Replace album date. Save. So that's definitely a thing. If you would go like to the reducer, that would be so great, but no. Okay, so let's check out all the possible typos here. We have initial state, we have action. Do we have a type on action? No. Okay, initial state should be also fine. So I want to create something like this. So let's create a split view. And then go through everything step by step. So reducer, create action, initial state. Did I set a bracket wrong? No. And logging in definitely works. So that's super frustrating. Log out user. Maybe I have to add this here. I don't know. I don't even know what the build slice thing does. Fetch album date, right? Replace album date. Like, I definitely don't have to do that with regular Redux. Okay, now it does nothing again because my server again shut down. Yeah, I'm having here like on my other machine the server because I can't get it to run on Windows. Alright, start up please. Okay, so let's reload. Okay, so I guess I have to add to build slice the action, otherwise the action does not exist. Okay. I guess so. Alright, so now we're basically in here. We learned a new thing. So we have a state, we have the payload, and then we want to modify the actual state album by date, right? So let's see again how we did that here. Auth user state.refresh access token all right. I still don't know how that goes into here, but that's going to be fun. Right. So debug, and debug shows, okay, we have here our album by date, and the general idea is that we fetch this and then we replace stuff. Okay, do I really need that? So let's remove that first, because actually I just want to work on the Redux store. Save. I mean, I really still don't get the build slice thing, so I think I have to read up on that later. Okay. Right. Debug. So here we have our date photo group. Build slice is a wraparound create slice from React Toolkit, right? But I never actually used React Toolkit. I just used Redux. And in Redux, you just have to define your state and the actions below that, and then it works magically. And yeah, you also have to like put that into the middleware thing, but that's it. So I don't know exactly what build slice does, what the normal Redux store doesn't do. So that's what I find confusing. And I can look it up. Build slice. Right, and that is create slice. And create slice create reducer and create action. Right. Because if I now go to LibrePhotos frontend, and now go to the regular Redux store, reducers, then I just say reducer, have my state here, and I know that's pretty ugly, but it's like really straightforward. And then I have here my different actions, which are strings, and then it just modifies everything by that. And I think the album reducers are like only defined in here, I think, yes. Then I do a combine reducer thing, and that's it. So not sure what create slice does. That the normal redux thing doesn't do. Like this, it doesn't seem easier to me. It doesn't look like it solves an issue. It's just like wrapper classes for the sake of wrapper classes, I guess. But maybe it's just that like the usual redux all gets like too big or something, and they don't like that. I don't know. All right, so we now have our payload, our state, and then it should update stuff. But it doesn't actually update stuff. So that's interesting. 100% with you. Okay, thanks. like if you create like a layer of abstraction, then it should have a benefit, because every layer of abstraction makes coding harder, because you have to understand stuff that is not visible. And so either you like remove all the complexity below that abstraction, or you probably shouldn't do like the abstraction at all. Okay, so reactor to run. So I'm here. If group to change return state, what is happening? Okay, so I have on payload my page, and I have the new photos group by date. That's just like the new list we're going to replace with the old list. And then we say, okay, find me the current group in that list, and then we want to change that. So now I have to figure out why it isn't actually replacing stuff. Index to replace. Do you find that? Items, group to change, items. So let's go to, I guess, something like that. Okay, so get a -1. That's not good. Like what? Okay, -1. He can't find the group. That's not good. It looks like to me like date photos group is maybe a bit differently structured. Date photos group, and then ID, and that's 2. In essence, it combines initial state reducer things if you want on a path slice. Okay, all right. Yeah, I can see that some people maybe prefer that, because they only have like small things they want to modify, but then the architecture here is a bit weird, so that I still have to add this to the slice in the last step, I guess. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Right. I mean, that's definitely also a thing I want to do, to refactor that to TypeScript. I mean, we started creating types for the front end, and if that's done, I would think I will port them over, and it should be kind of easy, because React Native isn't that different. All right, so date photos group, he can find that thing. Date photos group ID, and that's 2, right? Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, the laptop is still online. So I don't know why why the server doesn't respond again. Status code 0, okay. I don't think that status code actually exists. Reload. So the server's still running. Okay, so we definitely fetch the ID the correct way. And we definitely here have like an ID too. So something is going wrong. Album by date. So let's back to tron.log. Save. Okay, I don't want that. Here we go. That's empty? What is happening? What is happening? Okay, so he can't find that. Interesting. But if I go to state, vectortron, here we have my album by date. Okay, now it's empty. So I guess that's right. Skipped? Why do you skip that? Okay, I think I have to restart the Docker thing. All right. I think we're close. It's probably just like a small typo in here that I have to define that a bit differently. Album by date. It's still starting up. Okay, reload. Let's get rid of that. Here we go. Okay, so we got something back again. Right. So now we have actually something in here, and it's 3 and 2 and stuff like that. So we have 2 here, group.id, and that equals. Now it's empty again. Yeah, that's fine. Let's just fetch that again. Now he doesn't want to fetch the list because he skipped that. Don't, please. Alright, now he actually found the group, which is cool. So that works, I guess. This also works. I think that we can also do that again. So the issue was just that somehow he forgot all groups when we reloaded, and then he put out a -1. I'm still not sure if that's actually how it is. So if we don't find the group to change, then we return just the state, okay. If you like have -1, for example. And then we replace the first 100 items in that group. So group to change. Let's see. I think comma is fine. That was just an ESLint error. Okay, let's do this again. So he complains about that, reload, otherwise he will skip that. Okay, so we only get as far as our index, right? So index to replace. But then he doesn't find the group, I guess, and then he will just go not any further. So why is this an issue? Reload. I mean, it's one-to-one the function we also use in the front end. So I don't know why there are so many problems. All right, so we definitely have this thing. And the URL is undefined. Group to change, right? So that should not happen then. But then we don't go any further. That's interesting. Okay, something is weird here. If not group to change. Right. But that should be false. All right. Yes, that's false. Okay, so then we are in here. And if we go down here, group to change, it doesn't find anything. What? No. This is very weird. Save. Okay, so we're still down here. So that also works. Why does it crash like silently? Save. It somehow crashes between these lines because we never get to reactotron hello. And I don't get an error. I don't like that. So, okay, so let's go to items. Group to change items. I don't get why he doesn't crash and just quits. Like, that's not good for debugging. Reload. Okay, so here we go. Okay, we get an undefined back, but I don't exactly know from where. From updated items. I'm putting $20 on this slice concat. Yep, but I took that one-to-one from the other thing. So like, why doesn't he show my crash? Just please. Just doesn't show any crash. That's like so okay, this is like the items, right? So I think I can remove that. Group items to change. So we have items, right? And these are the usual items. So we slice them from 0 to page -1 times 100. Right. So if we're on page 1, then we slice from 0 to 0. So let's check if this crashes update items. Reload. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so why don't you show my thing? Wait, maybe it's not called items. That would be weird, but still. Items, yes, no, that works. Here we go. Oh, okay, come on. Let's check it out. Does that cause the crash? Okay, somehow he doesn't show me my... I mean, I named them, but he doesn't want to do it. Okay, do you do it when I do it like... Does that work? I Just want to see which item is responsible. Loaded items object. I still don't know where that happened. So loaded items definitely has like an object. So that's good. I think we can remove that. And group items to change is maybe the issue. I don't know. Save. Yeah, update items is empty. What the hell? So, is anything else empty? Update items. So, oh no, why did I call it? No! Yeah, the page starts at 0, I think. No, it starts at 1. So, it starts definitely at 1. I'm pretty sure that like the paging thing worked because I took that 1-to-1 from the front end thing. So that's why I'm so sure that it works. I know it looks really janky. It is really janky, but it does work in the front end. So he is complaining about items, right? So group to change items is empty. This is really weird, man. So okay, so reload. Why is it empty? Do I have to force anything? Oh no, come on. Why? Stop going into sleep mode. So I think I know what the issue is, but I have to check. So if we only load the temp groups, so we first load basically all the days, and we only get the like a snippet where it says like number of items, and we don't actually send any items. Then the items get created as temp objects like on the client side. And if we now load too fast, then he can't find the items, I guess. So that's currently my guess on what's going wrong. So reload. Okay, so let's see. Why is it called data? What the heck? What the heck? It's just not... Are you kidding me? Come on. And this is something where TypeScript would really help. I think the data thing is something from the sectioned list. It needs to be named data there. So that's probably the reason why it didn't work. So reload. Okay. Data, right? So that's data. Okay, yeah, sure, that's still undefined. I don't care about that. So now updated items is the next thing I care about. I am here. Okay, so reload. No. Reload. So again, let's try this. Photos. We get the days. And I get update items, so there is something in there, right? So that works. Group to change works. So, and hello also works? Yes, it also works. Awesome. And now it should technically load the photos. But it does not. Okay, so we technically I will now print that so that we can see that it is updated. Group to change. I don't need that any longer. Save. Reload. Okay, so here we go. We now have URL undefined, URL undefined, and we have like now here some correct data. From one issue into the next, I guess. So I don't need that, that should be fine. Return album by date. Oh, okay. So how do we update stuff in the other things? Auth user, login, user. State.access equals empty. Okay. So here they just set state.something and they don't do like, what did I do? Like return stuff. So state.album by date equals save. Okay. Reload. Images are showing up, not for the first one, but for the other ones. Amazing. Amazing. It's basically a win. Alright, so I will take a short break from like 3 minutes and then I will continue to figure out why the first image doesn't load. Yeah, but progress. Woo! Alright, and I'm back. So let's figure out why it works, but not for the first image. So, okay. Let's reload. Let's clear out this. And then let's look on what happens. Right, and the same exact thing happened again. So okay, it actually did found this image, right? So that's interesting. Ah, it's a video. Okay, okay. And problem solved. Videos are not yet supported, I guess. That's an issue. But that's definitely really nice that the rest of the stuff is still working. So, oh god. Yeah, a lot of these classes are not really changes. Right. Let's add a couple of things, I guess. Yeah, a lot of these things are just changing of line ends. Okay, so let's add this. I don't think that I need Reactotron any longer in here. Very cool. And save. So let's add this. Git commit. Fetch visible days. Change timeline list to new API. Fetch only visible days. Alright, and save. So what else do we have? That's not real, that's not real, that's not real. Okay. Stage change. So what did we do here? Right. Extend photo. Image grid reducer. Photos by date, right. Stage changes. Extend photo mapper. Okay. Right. Here I deleted a couple of things. I still don't know what I actually did, but it somehow still works. Like flush, rehydrate, pause, persist, purge, register. Right, I added the serializable check false because I didn't get my responses back. I don't know if that's a long-term issue, but I don't know. I will commit this for now. Remove unused imports. I mean, I already committed the actual change, so. Okay, so that is also an empty class. Empty class. Right. Fetch album date, here we go. Now we have a couple of new classes. Stage changes, git commit. Add new action, replace album date. Okay, that is also not relevant. Okay. Stage changes. git commit add new actions to slice. All right. Stage changes, git commit, create new action, replace album date. I'm still not that happy about the naming, but I'm happy that it works. Auth user, index, logout. Okay, so I also don't need that. Stage changes. Extend populate photos. Okay, fetch my album and fetch person photos. Okay, so these all are basically not real changes. I'm going through all of them again. Now, it's just changing line endings because Windows is weird and he doesn't want to do it automatically, even though I set it. Okay, discard changes. Right, very cool. So, don't save. Now we have another view that we have to fix. Close all. And fetch photos without date. That's the current issue. So if we go in here and click on without timestamp, we get an API response, and that is usually 404. So we now have to change it to the new API. Right, so response. Okay, it just skips all my requests right now. Okay, with our timestamp, here we go. Okay, I still have to clean that up. Wait, where is it? Album date list, 200, yes. No timestamp. Here we go, 404. So we can't actually find that API because we changed it. And yeah, let's look it up, how we did it in the front end. So let's go to source and then actions, and then I think it's in photo action. No timestamp. Right. So this API is kind of easy because all that changed is that we have to add like a page thingy, and we always load the first page and create all the following elements as temp objects. So let's use that. Save. So usually we would get like an args page, right? So we just call that page 1 for now. Save. Okay, please change that up. And right, and then we would do. I always forget how to do that, like that. No. That's with these backticks. Right. Page equals. Let's go back here. Yes, page equals. That looks good. So if we now go here and save, then it should technically load the first page now. Let's reload. Okay. Photos, that's the loads. Let's go to without timestamp. And still get a lot of spam. Day 3, no timestamp. Page 1, 200, right. So we get no results because we currently don't have any images, I guess. Alright, but it's not a 404 any longer, which is nice. I don't need that. Response.data is, I think, correct. Oh no, it was called results, right? Yeah, results. Results. So I guess I have now to scan on my server. Localhost. I mean, I also could do it in that browser, but I don't think that I have the IP saved. Right, we only have 3 images. So let's bump that up by scanning. Alright, not only in uploads, please, but in data. Okay, so now photos should show up. Let's see. Let's reload. Photos without timestamp. And no. Here we go, response, and we have a couple of elements. So technically it should now show images, but it doesn't. And now we have to investigate that. But first let me Reactotron. So what do we do here? I am here too. That can be removed. Then replace album. That works now. So please don't print everything. Cool. Alright. So that's not needed, that's not needed. We return response.results, right? So let's Reactotron log response. Save. So let's go. Here we go. So it's definitely response. So we have to go to data and then results. That's the issue. Data results. Save. Okay. Reload. and nothing happens again. Very cool. So data and then results. Yes. Okay, cool. So then it should, I guess, be like, or like maybe only data. We then need to like react on that. I think now it looks the same as before. I just changed stuff around. Okay. Here we go. So now we have the first 100 images. Right, okay. Yes. So, but we have more than 100 images. So now we have to work on that. Let's see. So we had like the timeline list, right? This is like one of these things, but we also should have like an image grid. Right, here we go. So, page viewer. What is that? Alright, so that's just for like going through the images. Interesting. So flat list. That's also interesting. Render photo. Right. So in order to like improve that, we first have to create the temp objects. And in order to do that, we have to figure out again how and where it gets actually changed. Index, so image grid. Let's look that up. Find in files. Timeline list, photo list container. Here we go. Then we have like, so it's either like timeline or it's an image grid, right? And what we're getting is like gallery list, and that's a state, I guess. And that's in here, gallery list. Right, that's a reducer. Populate photos. Right. Here we go. Then we had like here a photo mapper, and the photo mapper, no, we also didn't create any temp objects there. Where did I do that? Because I want to like add there another temp thing. Because we have like two functions for that. Yes, is temp, right. Photos by, okay, photos by date, there we added this thing, add temp elements to group. So data mapper, we have a data mapper for photos by date. And now we also want to have that somewhere else. So let's go to service. Service? Okay, where the hell is it? Services. Photo settings startup. Where's services? What? Here we go. Image grid reducer, right. So I think we also have to add to here basically the temp thingy, but we also have like image grid reducer. We also use that there. Yeah, that's not great, not great. Okay, so I guess I will add this to populate photos. Populate photos. Here we go. So if we actually call this, so photo mapper is it's weird. I don't know whether that actually happens. It's like all over the place. We somehow have like 2 photo mappers. I don't like that. Okay, photos by date. Let's look that up. Alright, we just do that directly in this state. Right. I mean, sure, we can do that there too. Fetch by date. Then I will do that by fetch photos without date. So then I just have to go to Libre Photos front end and then source and then util and then here util ts. Here we go. Sadly, it's not yet a TypeScript thing. Save. Okay, so we just call that here. So if page equals 1, then do that, and then else. Response data. Yeah, even more bots, amazing. No, I had some logic for that already programmed. Libre for this front end. Reducer. Because I had to think of a couple of things without timestamp. No timestamp. Here we go. No timestamp. So we have the fetched page, right? We have the photos count, right? then this is the whole logic. Save. So that is basically page, I guess. That is response, data, photos count, current photos, right. I still need a second thing for that. Sad. Alright. Okay. Let's add, I guess, a new class. Let's go back to think I need that. Save. Then I have to replace flat list. I have to add this here. Replace flat list. Alright. This date is called album without date. Album without date. And then I need okay, payload photos flat. So these are the three things I have to add. Let's do this. So we are now doing here a dispatch of replace flat list action. Okay, and then we have fetched page equals page. Flat list equals response data dot items. And then I also have photos count. I think it's just called count, but that should work anyway. Okay, so let's drink some tea. Photos count, alright. Photos count. It's weird that I have written that differently. That happens if you like code in two different languages with two different styles. Alright, so all I need now is the dispatch thing. Very cool. I think that should work. Right? Yeah. Okay, so let's check this out. Reload. Server, don't. I still have to find a better solution for that. Like, that's so annoying. So now it should be connected again. Reload. Nope. I still have to wait. Ta-da! Now it's working just fine. Awesome. Like there we have a couple of videos. Things that we still load like large images. So let's go to without timestamp because that's the thing we want to solve right now. Can't even find it. Refresh, refresh, refresh. Like, doesn't... Is it now broken? What happened? Okay, so I will start spamming again, I guess. Spam. I think I will just do that. Return now. Okay, so reload. Let's go here. Dismiss, dismiss, dismiss. it just doesn't fire anymore, so that's fun. So let's check out the backend if something gets executed or not. So recently added also still works, that's good. So timestamp. Why does it execute API album stateless? That's not what I want, man. These refactoring stuff, this takes just forever, man. Alright, so we have this, we have this, we have this. I want to spam now. Spam, alright, so that worked. So fetch photos without state should work, I guess. Okay, that somehow crashes everything. Probably because that page is not defined or something. Or options is not defined, I don't know. Let's comment that out. I still don't get why he doesn't then give me some error. Behaves super weirdly. Reload. But maybe I'm still doing something wrong. I mean, I'm still like in my first week of learning React Native. Okay. With timestamp. Okay, that loads. So now timestamp worked, right? So we now have these things, and that should work, I guess. So I definitely added this. This is the thing. Okay, let's set this album key. Maybe something happens then again. I don't know. It
It still feels like kind of like I'm flying blind. Okay. Awesome, without timestamp. And nothing happens. What the hell? Okay, so that doesn't do anything, which is interesting, right? So I will now check out if this actually gets called or not. Because maybe we are closer than I think, and he just returns like undefined somewhere. Okay, spam, awesome. So now we are, okay, that's the wrong spam, probably. Reload. Oh no, I made a typo. Okay, cool. Dismiss, photos. Spam, okay. So I think that still works. So we are basically in here, and here's probably some small issue. So let's lock the payload again, and let's lock the state. Here we go. Where's my payload? Fetch page, photos count undefined, okay, and flat list undefined. So photos count. Interesting. Fetch page, okay. So these things are currently undefined. I guess, I think I should have this here response. So data results, right? And that's just count. Very cool. So reload. Okay, so now basically all these things exist. If I now go on debug, right. So album without a date is still empty. So maybe I used something wrong. So it's called fetched page, right? And flat list, flat list, flat list. Okay, photos flat. That's what I called that there. That could explain why that didn't work. And the other thing was called photos count. Photos count, photos count, photos count. Alright, and that last thing is fetch page. Alright, let's see if this works. Okay. Save debug and debug and debug. So I think there's still some things wrong. Fetched page. Fetch page, right. So that's correct. Photos count. Photos count. Okay. I'm so slow at debugging. Okay, so we definitely get the first two things, so that works. But as soon as I go here, that doesn't work any longer. Okay. Right, that's just an empty JSON object. Thing is, I don't get why it should then crash. Oh, because we haven't initialized that as an array, I think. That's the issue. That is weird. Reload. Okay, cool. So now we actually create all the temp elements. 1,000 of them. That's very cool. That's exactly what I wanted. Right, and then okay. Let's see if this works. New photos flat. Reload. Yes, this also works. It's like a lot of elements and then a lot of temp elements. Very cool. So I think if we now look at the state, then we also should see something. Right, so So that's empty now, but if we do it a bit differently, like here, then we should reload that. Or not, I guess. Like I still find it really strange that I don't see anything. Right. I think I have to change more of the error codes to Reactotron. That's, I think, the issue. So again, no timestamp, right? Page 1. Okay, so let's go to the browser. Does he have any issues with that? No, he does not. So if I go now to without timestamp, we get a loading thing. That's it. And here we have also, he has also no problem with that. Undefined, okay. So somehow if I go back here, it ends on undefined. That's super weird. Okay, because I'm pretty sure that I tested that enough and that's not undefined. Here we go. It's not undefined. But if I add this, right, to album without date, you would then say, okay, it's undefined. Which is weird. Okay, maybe it has something to do with that thing. Because here we return nothing. Right? Alright, so let's see again. For the timestamp, for the timestamp. Go back here. I check this. Okay, that's still valid. Okay, photos without date, 1059. So technically it should work now. We only have the issue that somehow he doesn't like, so he wants to have like a JSON object and not a JSON array. So we now have to look into that. Find files. Right. Gallery container. That's fine. These are now. So the issue is like data image grid. Data, here we go. Data and data.length equals larger than 1, then add flat list to data. Okay. If it's not an object, right. And data.length. So if it's not an object, invalid type of comparison value. Okay, check for array. Check for array type of. Okay. Let's see if that's enough or if you need something else to reload. Why do you do that to me? Come on. Oh, okay. It's, I don't know. I think I will just remove that. Let's see if this works. If it's undefined or length is smaller than 1, then do something. I think that should be enough. Reload. No! It happened again. I can't click. Why? Why does this always happen to me? Come on. Reload. Nope. Awesome. Okay, let's restart this whole stuff. I don't know why this happens. Let's start that again. Oh, I somehow made my window too large. Sorry about that. Very, very large Android emulator. So let's make it smaller. Let's put it up here, even smaller. Whoop. Okay, cool. So now it's starting up again. Reactotron still finds that. That's also good. Okay, now it found something. Let's click on without timestamp, and I found an error. Awesome. Cannot read property of undefined. So that's interesting. if not data, right? Like that. Reload. What the hell? Cannot read property of undefined. Yeah, but I checked for undefined. Okay. Oh, and now it just does nothing because that doesn't apply. Come on. Alright, I will take a short break and we'll be back in a second. Alright, so I think I will go on for maybe half an hour max because I'm kind of tired. So let's back that up. Right, let's go back, please. Thanks. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do now is to console reactotron.log data. I just want to see what actually comes up there. Alright, reload. The server, come on. Oh, the setup is so janky. Okay, now we have to wait until it boots up. I don't know if I'm going to implement everything, but maybe. I don't know yet. I mean, we could look up if there is a hook for getting the visible items in the flat list, right? Flat list, so is this a class of ours? No, it's the React class. Awesome. Alright. Look. You can use unviewable items changed. Woo, it's pretty similar to the other thing. So we use that. Right. And we have like this threshold. I don't need that. Awesome. And then I just need to add a new function. Oh no, node modules help. Right. LibrePhotos front end, and then we go to LibrePhotos front end source, components, and here we have layouts, and in photos, and then recently added photos. In no timestamp photo view, we have this thing. So fetch if we don't have any images, or do that. Let's go in here. No image width. Very cool. Dispatch, and then we call how was it called? Fetch photos without date. Okay. Fetch photos without date. And then I also have to get a use dispatch. Use dispatch. Okay. Very cool. Let's go down here. It's not a TypeScript thing. I mean, that wasn't a good TypeScript anyway. Oh, okay. I get images, right? So, I think that's fine. I don't need that. Let's just call get images. Right, cool. I think the server should work again. So get just empty debug things. That's interesting. So let's hello. Hello, undefined. Very interesting. So it makes sense, obviously, when we refresh that, because it seems like he gets rid of the state. So now there should be something loaded up. Now we call that, and we have object. So we actually have something in there. So that's good. Then let's do this. Reload. And let's go in here. Now it's empty again, of course, come on. Ah, here we go. So that's probably all the stuff we have. Okay. I don't know. So we get the data. It's a bit differently like built up. So cool. Let's check again how the data flows. Close all. Okay, find in files. Image grid. Then we have this photo list container. Then we get grid photos from gallery list. Right. Photos without date. Yes. Number of column 3. On refresh, album loading.
What? Okay, it's just that again. Okay, so reload. Now it should load the first page. If we click on here, and it's still empty. Okay. Right, so let's go to fetch photos without date. Let's try that again. Save. And then I also have to fetch photos without date and add this. Okay. And if we go now to image grid, right, this only should apply when we actually are in this view, but this is definitely not the correct place, I guess. Okay, save. Okay, so my brain is also a bit fried, so there's that. Okay. Wait. Here we go. On viewable items, change on the fly is not supported. What is happening? Okay, I want to copy the message. No. Oh no, it's again locking up. I don't want to restart that. That happens way too often. Right. I think that's a good point to call it a day, I think. This timeline thing here is also a bit iffy. I mean, I can copy that over, but still. I will probably like throw like... Alright, I'm back, I guess. Okay, so changing unviewable items on the fly is not supported. Let's go back here. Could you please give me that error? Yes, here we go. I don't know why he's complaining about that. We don't actually reuse that or something. It's very similar to the other thing, so what the heck. Alright, I don't know. I think that is a bug for future me. Because I don't know what he wants from me. Unviewable, because I did it the same way before that, and now he just prints out that stuff. The error changing unviewable items changed on the fly is not supported occurs because when you update the state, you are creating a new unviewable items change function reference, so you are changing it on the fly. Okay. While the other answer may solve the issue with use ref, it is not the correct hook in this case. Oh, what the heck. I don't get why it's not complaining here, but there, that's a bit weird. Very, very weird. Okay. the server again. No. Okay, that's the last try. I'm getting hungry and I can't think straight anymore. Alright, and I have only 10 minutes of battery life left on my laptop. And I have to stand up to connect it to electricity. Alright. Reload. Okay, he is still complaining about that. Right. What can you do, right? What can you do? I mean, I could for now just get rid of that. To do open. Okay, so reload. Here we go. And that is still empty somehow. What does the key extractor do? Used to extract a unique key for a given item at the specified index. Keys used for caching as a react key to track reordering. The default extractor is item.key. Okay. And that's probably not the case for me, right? So, because I've played around with that. I'm pretty sure it's ID. Index. I don't know. Does it work if I comment that out? No, in fact it does not. So let's check here. And yeah. So that also didn't work with timestamp. Without timestamp. Please show me an error, man. Could not load content for fetch through. Target failed. Fallback connection error. Alright, whatever. That's enough for today. I can't figure that bug out. So let's shut this down. And let's see, what have we changed? Right, I think the most of the stuff we did is still valid. So I have still that to fix. That is also correct. And we also implemented that. That's cool. Photos without date. Album without date. So why is the other thing called photos without date? Photos without date. What? Please don't tell me I played around with the wrong thing. But it looks like that. Are you kidding me? Is fetch photos without date even used? That would be so stupid. Gallery? Use selector? So like I selected that. Album without date. Results. Yeah, that's not right. Oh man, now I still want to try that. I hate debugging, like, until it's fixed, like your brain is constantly thinking. Okay, please work. Right, so we don't actually use result any longer because we like fixed that. And my computer shut down again. Okay, I think I have to get now some charge. Okay. And now we're charging again, so let's make that smaller again. Okay, go into here. That would also explain why it's undefined. Right, so we load these. And we load that. Awesome. And now it's still only like 100 images. So we have to work on that, I guess. But that's definitely progress. All right. So I figured that one out. Is that still broken? Or do you magically work now? No. Of course not. So dynamically loading and like putting empty items in there still does not work. So that's something we have to work on next time. But that's nice that we figured that one out when I try to commit stuff. All right, so let's add this. Git commit. Change to new API. Yeah, that's fine.
think I'm going to be lazy and just pushing all of that because, right, I have a couple of things here. Like these two I can stage together. Git commit, remove logging statements. And this is all new stuff. Stage changes. Implement new API. All right, and the last one. No. Change to new API. Save. Very cool. All right. Yeah, so these are all the commits for today. I think I'm going to work maybe tomorrow or on Sunday on it. I don't know yet. Yeah. See you then. Bye.